drive almost anywhere in the country, and there's likely a state law on the books that bans some form of texting while driving, unless you're in Montana or Arizona. While some cities and counties have local ordinances, no statewide ban exists. A bill to change that is currently making its way through the legislature. SB 1261 from Democratic State Senator Steve Farley and Republican State Senator Karen Fann bans drivers from reading, writing, or sending text messages unless the car is stopped. There are some exceptions, but if it leads to the death or injury of another person, penalties include a Class 2 misdemeanor and a fine up to $4,000. The full Senate still needs to take up this measure. One of its biggest advocates is Brendan Lyons. In 2013, he was nearly killed by a distracted driver while riding his bike with his girlfriend. A few years ago, he shared his story with Metro Week.
I do know that a distracted motorist at 45 miles an hour struck us from behind as we were in the bike lane.
911. Oh, my car just swerved and I accidentally hit two bikers.
Woke up a few days later in a hospital bed. I sustained 6 fractured vertebrae and a fractured pelvis on both sides. Took me away from my dream career as a firefighter.
Lyons has since recovered and forgiven the driver who hit him. The 33-year-old continues to push for legislation aimed at reducing distracted driving. We got an update on those efforts.
So I'm the executive director of Look Save a Life, and we try to raise awareness through educating high school students, billboards, ad campaigns, messages of awareness to stay off your phone. A moment's distraction can be a lifetime of regret. And some of the other efforts is as an individual, not as a nonprofit, but as an individual, we go to elected officials and plea that, hey, this is tragic, this is unavoidable, this is about saving lives, this should not be about public policy. And oftentimes politics comes in the way of trying to create efforts like this. But year after year since that incident in 2013, we've been approaching trying to push bills through that would prohibit or ban texting while driving at the state level. And year after year that fails to get adopted. Looking at that and seeing these failed attempts, we look locally, and now you have the city of Tucson, Pima County, and the town of Oro Valley, all with a primary offense, hands-free ordinance.
Why do you suppose Arizona is one of the few states statewide that continues not to have some sort of ban in place?
I think it's no secret that politics comes into play, and we are a conservative state. What gives me hope is that most recently, the state of Texas adopted a texting while driving prohibition, which is the exact same language that we have as a bill proposed before the Arizona legislature today. So unfortunately, people think that we already have laws on the books to prohibit distracted driving, and I argue, what are those? Because reckless driving is egregious, and just for simply being on your phone, you're not going to get pulled over for reckless driving. DPS started citing for speed not reasonable and prudent, in that it's not reasonable or prudent to go any speed if you're distracted behind the wheel. But once again, I think this comes down to that's vague language that may or may not hold up in court. That requires education on law enforcement, and so we really don't have defined distracted driving laws on the books.
We often take our cell phones in our vehicles for granted. We think we can multitask, it's a quick glance, it's something that many of us are guilty of doing.
Right.
But this is a real life changer.
Right. So I define distracted driving as anything that takes your eyes off the road, hands off the wheel, and mind off of driving. And this is absolutely avoidable once again. But the general public believe that, hey, this won't happen to me. And the very fact of the matter is it doesn't happen to you until it happens to you. And then you've lost a loved one. Then you've hit or killed somebody. And then it's too late. So yeah, sure, you can be on your phone 95% of the time, but then it's that one time that you look down and you impact your life or somebody else's.
During the interview, you said you're one of those faces of this, but there are others that we'll never get to meet.
So many. I'm very fortunate, alive, to be here to speak with you, Lorraine. But once again, there's so many other families that have lost loved ones that cannot speak out. The individual can't speak out. They're no longer with us, and that's the most tragic.
I know you've moved on to advocacy work, but how has your life really changed since this? Are you still a firefighter and a cyclist?
All right, so no, I've taken my, I'm no longer a firefighter. I still love to ride my bike, and but the truth of the matter is this has changed my life to want to create change in a public effort, change policy, and so today I'm fortunate to be a University of Arizona student pursuing my master's in public administration. So hopefully I can make more of an impact in the world.
To understand how effective legislation can be at deterring distracted driving, we turn to attorney Peter Akmajian. He specializes in personal injury and wrongful death suits and explained what steps are taken to prove distracted driving is to blame.
The statistics are striking. The Federal Motor Vehicle Transport Agency that regulates truck drivers says that you're 6 times more likely to have an accident if you're using your cell phone and or texting, manually while driving. You, on average, according to their studies, will spend 3.6 seconds looking at your phone while you're driving as opposed to looking at the road. And in 3.6 seconds, anything can happen.
These are hard cases, though, to prove.
Well, so in order to prove that somebody was distracted by a cell phone, you'd have to have some kind of evidence, either eyewitness testimony, somebody saw them doing that, they could admit it, or you could subpoena the phone records and tie it in with the timing of the accident and say, aha, you were on the phone at the exact moment of the accident. I think if you're the driver of the car and you don't want the police to look at your phone, you would say that and you would ask for your attorney, and then you would have your attorney work it out with the police or demand a warrant.
Over the years, it is fair to say you have seen cases like this. I mean, is it increasing?
So 2 things. I have seen cases like this. It seems like there's a lot of cases. What I've been reading is that there's been a trend increasing in the last number of years, but with the advent of laws, there has been a sort of a downturn in the last few years. So in California, for example, all handheld devices, cell phones, are prohibited by all drivers. In California, the incidence of use of manual cell phones has gone down, and the statistics are going the right direction in places like that. So these laws have made a difference.
The laws have made a difference, in your opinion. Does this make the roads safer?
It probably will take some time for people to get used to the idea, because this is all relatively new. I mean, cell phones have been around for a while, but they've become more and more commonplace, and people have gotten accustomed to using them all the time. And I think they need to get reaccustomed to the idea that no, in the car, it is not safe, and they need to sort of back down from it. And maybe as younger people learn how to drive and are really educated on this, things will get safer going forward.